The settings for pay categories can be accessed via the Payroll Settings tab, which is seen here and here. Pay categories are used to define the rates that employees are paid. Setting up your pay categories will help simplify the management of employee pay rates by automatically calculating linked rates through loading and penalty rate multipliers. You can configure super rates, leave accruals, and make allowances STP compliant. When you create a new business, a number of common pay categories have already been created for your convenience. Among these, there are system default categories that are marked with a system tag, as shown here. These system-maintained pay categories cannot be deleted or replaced, although some settings, such as loading, can in some cases be edited. This is intentional to ensure that the system calculates the pay categories and associated components in a specific manner. In addition to the system-generated pay categories, you're able to create new business ones that match your needs. To create a new pay category, click on the Add button, as shown here. A new pay category box will open. Type the name of the new pay category in the pay category name box. And click Save. You can then configure the rest. Fields here include the units, from which you can select hourly, annually, fixed, daily, and monthly. Super rate can be changed, and this is a percentage. Rate loading also works on a percentage basis. The rate loading is added to the base rate of the pay category. Other fields include PAYG exempt, PAYG tax exempt, whether or not you want the pay category to accrue leave, whether or not you want to hide units on the pay slip. In regards to this option, when paying employees, there may be pay categories where you do not require the number of units and rate per unit to be displayed on the pay slip. For example, paying a commission or a bonus, or the primary pay category for salaried staff. Even though the units will still be displayed in the pay run, ticking this checkbox means they won't appear on the pay slip. The external ID field. If an external ID is used that has been used before, you won't be able to save it if the unique external ID setting is switched on. This setting is located on the Payroll Settings Advanced Settings page. Using an external ID is helpful in the scenario of importing timesheets. The payment classification will determine how the earnings using this pay category is reported to the ATO. You can click on the question mark here in order to view more specific information on this. When creating a pay category for allowance other, you are also able to enter an allowance description. When lodging STP pay events, the allowance description will be used instead of the pay category name if it has been specified. In the absence of an allowance description, the pay category name will be used. The rate precision field will determine how many place values the earnings will show. You can select from 0 to 5 decimal places. The bottom 3 GL mapping fields all refer to journal mapping and is optional. Once you have completed the pay category, press the Save button on the bottom left-hand screen. In addition to the base value pay category like we've just seen, you're able to create linked categories. For example, a pay category could have the base value of part-time weekdays, but have linked categories of part-time Saturday and another one for part-time Sunday. When a pay category is linked to a base pay category, you only need to specify the base rate for the employee, and the rate for the linked pay categories will be automatically calculated. If we take a look at this pay category here, we'll see that it already has 3 linked pay categories. You can create more by clicking on the drop down here, scrolling down to the end of the last linked pay category, and clicking the Add Linked category in the bottom right hand corner. Just note, you're not able to add a linked pay category to any fixed or daily pay categories. You'll need to enter a name, and you'll see the further options here that you're able to specify. You're able to delete a linked pay category up until the point that it's used in a pay run. If you move your cursor to the end here, you'll see the delete icon. Once the linked pay category is added, you'll need to complete the relevant fields, which are the same as earlier discussed when adding a base pay category. However, you're also able to enter a penalty loading, and this is applied on top of the base rate and the rate loading. For linked pay categories, the rate unit is set to hourly. Once you have completed the fields, you can click Save. And that sums up the pay categories page.